Hey guys, Jack Gleason with StartupTrading.com, and in this video I'm going to be doing a trade review. And if you've noticed, I recently got a webcam, so you're going to be able to see my pretty face while I talk about some of the trades that I've taken. Now today was, what was the date? It was September 22nd, FOMC, Jerome Powell potentially introducing the cutting back of bond purchases, and the Fed I think actually said that they're going to cut, I believe, 4 to 5 times out until 2024. So that's all news to the market, that the market knew that some of this was coming. Nobody was just exactly sure on all of the details. So all of my trading took place in the Russell here today. I'm going to go over those trades I took, why I took them, and how long they lasted. So if you enjoy this video, make sure to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and keep watching. Alrighty, so my first trade here, as I mouse over, this is Tradeovate. This is where I actually place those trades on, and then I do most of my analysis on Thinkorswim. I have certain indicators that have built in Thinkorswim that I like, but the first thing I did here this morning was a trade at 10:10. So we're talking 40 minutes into the open. I got long right around, looks like 22:08, and there was I got long just 2 contracts. I traded 2 contracts throughout most of the day. There was a previous high of the day here that I had sold instantly. I wanted to take half of that position off, even though my targets were larger. I ended up getting out of that second position all the way up here. I wanted to take half that position off, especially first trade of the day, just secure some profit in. So I'm actually going to go and sneak over to the charting software that I use. You can see this, but as we were rotating, this is what that charting software is. This blue line is the prior high of the day. So as I was getting long at 10:10, I took half off at that prior high of the day. Now you can see I actually ended up re-entering in that position. So this is just trading. I bought back in one more contract and I sold them both out here at 22.14. Now the level I bought this morning at the time was the halfway back long from the open. Rode those up. We ended up rotating higher, and then there was a news event, or really just an algo headline that came out at 11:50. So let me go over back to my software and show you guys what happened here at 11:50. At 11:50, you can see this bar is yellow. This was the highest volume outside of the first 5 minutes, and basically there was a headline, something to do with Evergrande. Wasn't real, and then we broke below this PSAR, which is a parabolic SAR, which is a free indicator inside of Thinkorswim. This yellow bar is not a free indicator. That is my startup trading indicators. I'll link to those below. Actually, that's what that is an ATR expansion code. In every single bar that is above 1.5 ATR, this prints yellow. That tells me, hey, we've gone outside of the average true range, and usually that's a reversal sign, especially when it's a fake headline. We ATR expand, volume increases, and we break the PSAR. So at that point in time, I began looking for short setups and actually sold right around 12:05. So that was my first short setup for the day, 12:05. We ended up rotating somewhat back to my entry. My actual exit here initially was 13.7, and we literally went to 13.7 on the 12:15 candle 10 minutes after I'd entered, but I did not get filled. We rotated back up into the halfway back short from highs. I stayed short, but moved my target down. I ended up covering at 105. I then went long at 110, just below my area of cover. That was a retracement that I had. There was a 50% retracement. It was also the breakout retest area. You can see this breakout that we had at 11 o'clock, breakout retest. And I knew that at 2 o'clock East Coast time, one of the things I wanted to be aware of is FOMC. If FOMC is coming out, I don't want to have a position personally. A lot of times you get these big wicks. So my long trade, I was just looking for rotation back up into resistance. Just kind of, not big swinging trades here. You can see most of my trades just, long, sold, rebought, sold, short, bought back in, long again, sold out. Now I'm flat going into 2 o'clock. There was some support level trades that I could have placed into 2 o'clock, but with that FOMC event, I did not want to take the risk at this point in time. I was at 100% win rate and didn't want to lose that going in, just for psychological reasons, going into FOMC, because there's a lot of volatility and I was feeling good about my trading going into that day. Now we got the reaction we got the reaction and we moved higher, and then I bought the first retracement, actually tagged this low, bought 2 contracts at 2220.9, and then I sold them at 2229.3. Once again, this is a matter of less than 10 minutes in this trade. These are just kind of in and out. I'm not holding too much bias forward, and that actually ended up being the high. Now this 2229.3, if we move back over to my Thinkorswim charting software, which is where I do all my analysis, is the full 50% retracement short for the basically for the month, and as well as a retest of the general resistance we saw all last week. Pretty good exit. Didn't want to plan for the market to go any higher than that. And then I took one more trade as we fell back lower. I went long at 2216.3. We continued selling into the prior lows at FOMC. This was the first add I had all day long. I added 2 more into that position. Now the first part of my contract, I didn't necessarily like my entry because we did dip a little further. We stayed within the 1.5 ATR stop that I like to use, and I ended up taking the first part of my position off within, I think it was less than 5 minutes. I took it off right about break even. But the second part of my position is what I treated separately as another trade. I rode from 2211.4 to 2211 in literally 5 minutes. And then that was the end of the day for me. I actually took a nap after that, and here we are getting back to these levels. So overall, let's see, I had 1 trade, there's 1, 2, there's 3, and then that's 1, in 1, out 1, in 1, out 1, in 1, out 1. That's 3 separate trades: short 2, cover, long 2, cover, long 2, cover, long 2, cover. However many that is, to be honest, I wasn't lost track, but I was pretty good with all of my trades today, and I want to show you guys my way of looking at the market, especially on a day like today where it's a 2-sided trade. I have trades both the long side and short side. Got a little well, I don't want to say lucky, because it was definitely my preparedness and just my being on point, and not over trading, but trading really well. I didn't miss a single trade here today. So if this video helps see into the mind of a trader, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Comment below if you have any questions or just want to say what's up to me. Say what's up to me. And for those of you guys who want to join my trade room, links below, and the link to my indicator with the ATR will be below as well. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.